All right. It is 6:30 p.m. on Monday, November 17th. I'm going to call the meeting of the River Plantation Municipal Utility District Board of Directors to order. First item on the agenda is to approve the minutes of the meetings of the Board of Directors for October, what was the date on that? 12th?
20th.
October 20th, 2025. Do I have a motion to?
I'll make a motion that we accept the minutes from October 20th, 2025.
Second.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. All right. That back. Okay. All right. Number 2, comments from the public. No public here. Real fast and easy. Number 3, financial and bookkeeping matters.
Good evening, everyone. Taylor Logan. All right. So, ending balance from your last meeting, you are at $37,192. Under receipts, we made a transfer from your general operating online and a transfer from general operating Texas class to cover your expenses below. Under withdrawals, we made payment to United States Treasury for your payroll taxes, and bank charges came out. Under checks previously approved, we're holding 2 checks, one to your River Plantation Joint and STP. We issued a couple of checks, one to J&K Tree Services for tree removal and trimming, CenterPoint Energy for utility, and Entergy for utility expenses. For today's approval, we have Alpha Lawn for lawn services, Consolidated for internet expenses, Dynamic Cleaning for office cleaning, bookkeeping fees and expenses for October, Lake Pro for monthly lake management fees, LJA Environmental Services for water sampling, your operator bill for October, prepared publication for IT admin, your joint drainage and STP billing, your legal fees, Touchstone District Services for emergency alert system, your ongoing engineering projects, a couple of refund checks, and a few blank checks at the very bottom. I do have 2 insurance blank checks to get those signed. I know that we are not too sure which one we're going with yet. Arthur Kelleher or TML. I guess just let me know which one we do decide to go with so we can get that one paid as soon as possible. Ending today at $42,219.62. On to your second page. Ending balance from last meeting, you were at $6,000. This is your online account. $6,856.49. Under receipts, you have accounts receivable. Under withdrawals, you may transfer to general operating fund, customer return checks, NSF items, and bank charges came out. Ending today with your investment text class, you are at $1,404,563. Following that, you have your tax account, ending balance from last meeting, $32,321. You received taxes. Under withdrawals, made transfer to your general operating fund, and bank charges came out, ending today at $40,438. On to your third page, this is your capital projects fund. Ending balance from last meeting, $26,496. I made a transfer from your capital projects fund Texas class to cover the expenses below. Under withdrawals, we made a payment, we have basic service charges and a check to your engineer for your ongoing engineering projects. There is also a check to, I believe it's C3 Constructors. This is not going to be on your report. It will be on next month under checks previously approved. It is for pay application number 9 for your 0.6 MGD wastewater treatment facility rehab. So I think y'all should be seeing that. It does need to get signed, and then you'll just see it on your report next month. Ending with your investment Texas class, you are at $7,286,842. We have your debt service fund ending balance from last meeting, $984,717. You earned interest on the account ending at $988,300. All right, and then now onto your sewer treatment plant. Ending balance from last meeting, you are at negative $36,065. Under accounts receivable, we received money from your general operating and from East Plantation. Under withdrawals, bank service charges came out. Under checks previously approved, we issued a check to Entergy for your utility expenses and Republic for your garbage. For today's approval, we have GFL for sludge removal, your bookkeeping fees, your operator fees for October, and 2 blank checks for Entergy and Republic. Ending today at a negative $10,929. We'll go here, next page. This is your joint drainage fund. Ending balance from last meeting, $8,242. Under receipts, we received money from your general operating fund. Under withdrawals, bank charges came out. Checks previously approved, we issued a check to Entergy for utility expenses. For today's approval, we have your bookkeeping fees for October, your ongoing engineering fees, and a blank check for Entergy, ending at $5,033. And then we have your 3-column P&L. This is for October. We have your water revenue, your sewer revenue, and your administrative revenue, having a total revenue of $115,042. Right now, I mean, we haven't received any maintenance tax. We have a new budget, so we're anticipating on seeing that soon. Usually that money starts coming in towards January, February of next year. Following that, we have your water expenses, your sewer expenses, and your administrative expenses. Having a total expenses of $105,726 and having a total net income of $9,315.92. Following that, you have your joint drainage P&L. This is a zeroed out P&L. We billed everything to your participants. This is showing September, so everything's been billed back, zeroed out. Same thing with your STP fund. This is September, it is zeroed out, everything's billed back to your participants. And that is it for my report. Let me know if y'all have any questions, and then let me know about the insurance, if y'all have any questions on that and what we decide on.
I have some questions on the budget, but I think it's better we do. Should I call you or call Tiffany tomorrow, or Sandra? Who's doing the budget?
Usually Tiffany or Deborah does the budgets. I think Deborah went over the budget with you guys last month, I believe it was.
Okay.
For last.
All right, I will make that call. I'll make that call tomorrow. Then get my questions answered.
Is there any other changes on that? If not, I'll make a motion to accept the bookkeeper's report and approve the checks.
I second.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Taylor.
All right, thank you, Lauren.
Okay. Taylor, do you want to get off so you can? Do you want to do yours so you can get off? And then do you want to do yours so you can? Oh no, you have to wait. You gotta wait for the checks.
No problem.
Okay, sorry. Taylor, do you want to do yours or no? Not a good
Yeah,
time. Okay.
if you don't mind, I'll do it real quick.
Okay.
So first item is the permits for the stormwater quality management plan. That new plan has been submitted to the TCEQ. For the water plant number 1, we received and reviewed the video of the well. And we are preparing the submittal package to extend that 5-year monitoring program that it was on. Nothing really new to report on the emergency operations. For the joint projects, we did receive emergency approval from the TCEQ, and the contractor is working on the repair of the washout. The proposals attached for $280,000, and then for the actual FEMA work, those bids are due 12/5/2025. For the wastewater treatment plant, as Taylor mentioned, we have pay application number 9 in the amount of $70,100 that we recommend payment. They finally got the electrical service complete. They took down the older plant and we're working on replacing a bunch of metals and things. So that project should be wrapping up. Moving on to Charleston Park Irrigation, I'll be honest, I dropped the ball on this one. I reached out to the contractor to get a meeting with him. Tim, I will notify you when I get some contact from him to discuss the details of what is included for that $1,000 a month. I know you're gonna ask questions about that.
Yeah.
For the 703 Fairway Oaks sewer failure, that work has been completed. There were some pop-up sinkholes that the contractor came back and addressed. Nothing new on the Cornerstone Church. For the Mosswood Ditch rehabilitation, that project, we're soliciting bids, and those are due on 12/5 as well. We did receive one bid on the storm sewer rehab phase 2 in the amount of $2,623,000. My plan is to rebid that. We don't really know the contractor well. We also, that's way over the price we originally kind of estimated, so we think it would be better to rebid after the holidays, when things have kind of settled down a little bit. Last item is the sanitary sewer rehab phase 3. We will be sending those contracts out to be DocuSigned, so Julie and Tim, please check your emails for when those come out. They should be coming out in the next day or two. That is all for my engineers report. As far as the engineers contract go, I'd like to hold off till December. I'd rather do that in person to be able to discuss with you guys all the details of it. I'm also going to send it over to the attorney for it because we're going to be revising our contract as well, just getting it up to date with all the Israel stuff and all the other things that have come out through legislative in the recent past.
Okay. Can I ask you a question? I
Sure.
know you don't feel good, but
Okay.
Fairway Oaks and 702 Stonewall Jackson. Is that the address? 702. Do you want to join us if we discuss that in executive session, or do we want to? Or do you want to tell us what our options are here, or have you?
So this is the one where we did the repair originally and the washout behind their fence.
Yes.
The operator did dye test it. We think it's just a runoff zone and there's just some settling going on. I don't believe they saw any penetration into the storm sewer from that dye test.
Okay.
So my recommendation would be to just kind of have the operator go in there, fill in the hole, fill in the dirt with some better clay and stop the runoff, and it should fix the issue.
Okay, because Karl is saying now down at the end of that, there's a huge sinkhole down by that manhole cover where that lot is that
Okay.
we may want to talk about later, but that there's a big sinkhole down there now.
Okay, I that's new to me. I'll have to take a look at that in person.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
You put that on your list,
Yep.
Okay.
you can get out of bed.
I'm hoping tomorrow's better. I thought I was doing good this morning, but then it hit me like a train this afternoon.
Okay. All right.
And Taylor, I got this DocuSign from Jennifer Boone,
Yes.
and what is that about?
That is I believe that's for the emergency repair on the channel.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Questions? No? Do I have a motion to accept the engineer's report?
I make a motion that we accept the engineer's report, and we're gonna table the engineer's contract till December.
Okay. Do I have a second?
I second that.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. All right, Taylor. See you next month.
Thanks, guys. Just text me if you
no.
need me to jump back on.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Bye.
Bye. Let's go back to the park maintenance matters. We got a ton there.
Park maintenance matters, trees. Jay, starting tomorrow, is going to clean up the limbs and debris that are underneath several trees. He's gonna clean that up. He's also gonna cut down, I think, 4 trees. He's gonna start with the bay laurels that are over by tank number 3. There's 3 of them that are in bad shape over there, so he's gonna take care of those right away. And then there's a pine tree towards the front near, what's the?
Stewart's
gazebo?
Creek?
Stewart's
Oh.
Creek, yes,
Tom Phillips.
yes. There's a big pine tree there that needs to come down. So that's how he's gonna start. I've told him what his budget is for the month, and he's gonna stay within that budget. So he starts tomorrow.
Okay. And that big check, how many, was that 18 trees or 16 trees
It
or
was for actually 20 trees
20 trees?
that
Okay.
he did for the last check that he got.
And there's a big limb down behind your house, Mark, that,
Yes, on the
that
cart
hopefully
path.
he's gonna get it.
On the
this-
cart path?
Yes.
Yes, he mentioned that
Yes.
when we talked on the phone.
Okay.
He's aware of it, he's gonna pick that up.
Okay,
He's also gonna pick up the ones, the big one that's between
Old
the old
Hickory.
red building and the pool,
yes,
and the one behind Old Hickory. He's
Okay.
gonna pick that up.
okay,
That's the major thrust of starting tomorrow.
okay,
And he's doing the stumps also, right?
yes.
He's
Yes,
doing
some,
So,
doing most stumps, if they're visible from RP Drive.
yeah,
He's trying to pretty it up so that we don't.
that's
we
a,
don't keep it
that's a
ugly.
good price. I mean, different trees are different prices, but that's $825 if he's done
That's-
20.
yeah,
Yeah,
Particularly if he's also handling the stumps.
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. What's the deal on the butterfly gazebo, anything more on
Nothing more on it.
that? Okay,
I have not heard back from the landscaper.
okay,
Now that you mention it, I guess I'll rattle his cage tomorrow
okay,
and ask him about that.
okay. And you heard from Mr. Gandy?
I have not heard anything from Mr.
Okay.
Gandy. I know what the gossip
Both ways.
is about what he wants to do, but go ahead.
Well, what I heard was he wants to put a pergola in and with the benches and make it like a really nice, but he's gonna cover it. So
Right.
do we want to do that, or do we want, I mean, now, let's set our groundwork now before somebody makes all these plans and then,
So in other
because as
words,
of right now, there are no plans except the butterfly thing and the benches.
It's not gonna cost us anything to
It's
put
not
in.
gonna cost us any money.
But it'll be maintenance if we were trying to
Well-
listen or something like that.
well,
I-
that's true, but
I'm thinking if we do it the right way, if we do wildflowers and stuff like that, there shouldn't be any maintenance.
right.
They're already mowing. I mean, there really shouldn't be any maintenance.
Occasional trimming of maybe
Maybe-
some
or-
of the shrubs.
Yeah,
But
or
that would
maybe
be maybe
some,
quarterly or twice a year.
yeah, pulling some weeds around the.
Yeah.
Could we see like a drawing or sketching of something?
Well,
like
there's
that,
a-
before-
his
yeah.
conception of,
Oh, yeah, I mean.
Yeah, there's a
before-
landscaper that came out, and he's supposed to send me a plan. And I haven't gotten it, so that's why I said I'll rattle his cage
Your
tomorrow.
plan is just on the wildflowers, right?
It's coming up with a wildflower area for the butterfly.
But that's nothing to do with.
Milkweed,
things
for
Gandy's
sure.
talking about.
Nothing to do with Gandy,
No,
no.
we're not paying for anything except for.
I know, that's the thing we
Yeah.
gotta figure out is, are we going to allow people to come in and build whatever they want, wherever they want?
Well, no, that's why we're asking for approval.
That's the point
That's-
we're trying to bring out, exactly.
That's.
Well, let's put it out
well,
there.
Well, that's what I just did.
Yeah.
I just put it out. Did I not just put it out
Yes, you did,
there?
but that's why I asked, can we see
Yeah,
of even just a picture of what they'll be going off of, where I know
when
what
he,
it's
when
looking
he sees a
like.
picture or.
Well, we know, we have somewhat of a picture,
Oh, that's right, of the benches. Did you see those?
You're talking about the ones that were given to us,
Correct.
that were
Yes.
over purchased, whatever, yeah?
Yes.
Right,
Yeah, the
marble,
cemetery benches.
marble
Yes.
cemetery
Right,
benches.
right, we've already approved those.
So we've
Right.
approved those, and those are roughly what they're gonna look like. I mean, how.
But he's wanting to build a,
Well, we haven't seen anything on it yet.
that's all I'm talking about is.
Yeah,
haven't seen
no,
anything.
before it's, yeah, no, we haven't, I haven't seen
And
anything.
did we decide where these would go?
Mm-hmm,
Okay.
Yeah,
I just
where
don't
the old,
remember.
Where the old bathrooms
used to
were.
be.
Oh, yeah, I remember, okay.
Yeah.
So
It's
it
already
wouldn't be
got a-
obscuring any view from anybody?
No.
Nope,
in
it's
that
already got the
location?
concrete pad,
Okay, all right, I'm feeling better about it already.
okay? All right, so I'll rattle his cage tomorrow, and that's all I got on park maintenance issues.
okay.
Well, I would ask one question on the park thing. Could we look at something to put that automatic filler in the pond? I mean, it got pretty low during this last couple of months.
That's a good idea. Yeah, we need to do something about getting water into
Is
the
it,
pond.
It's okay.
but is it
It's way down right now.
Well, I know it's way down, but is it the gray water or is it,
No, this is clean water.
well, so you wanna turn it on and fill it up?
I would, if we've got,
Can we wait and see how much rain we get this week?
sure.
It's not gonna be that much.
I don't think we're gonna get that much, but yeah,
We
I'm in
might-
favor of, if we wanna wait another week, that's not gonna
I
hurt
think we ought to
anything.
look at putting a float in there that turns it on when it gets a certain level.
Yeah.
The
We can
water-
That's
do
just
that.
one more thing to stick open and,
The water line is already there?
oh, it's,
The water lines are there. You can just tap into those, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Mario said last month that it wouldn't be hard to tap into the water line. He said it's probably within 20 feet of
Yeah.
the pond.
That's no problem. Just, yeah, we can do that.
Okay.
And just a reminder, I mentioned last time, just ask the fountain guy or the pond, the water maintenance people. Would it be much trouble to turn those lights to where they're perpendicular with the road versus going there?
It would be. I've asked them, and
Okay.
they said it's
It's
kind of,
too much to ask for.
it's a lot to
You
do.
have to read.
It would just lit up the fountain more when you drive by is all, because you have two lights versus them lining up. That's fine. Just thought I'd ask.
Sure. Do we decide anything or what?
about what?
Well, we need to decide on what the rules are gonna be for outsiders, the public that wants to provide buildings or structures or whatever on the green space.
Well, do you wanna set up a committee of two, and then that committee of two, kinda like the ACC, I'm trying to think of something like the ACC committee, where they bring it to the board and,
But it's just it's gonna be approved by the board or not, but it just seems like we need to see a detailed plan before it's.
oh yeah, no, I mean, nobody's asking you
Yep.
to approve anything, I
Right,
mean,
but-
we're just,
But I don't think
yeah.
we need a committee, we just
Yeah.
need a plan. and-
Yeah.
and
We
then
can do
can
it case
just
by
move
case. I
forward.
really doubt it's gonna happen that often.
Right.
No, I would think that we would wanna have a small committee, because that way, it's not just every homeowner that wants to do something presenting to us. They would present to the committee, and then the committee can
We
filter.
go back and forth with them on it. And-
Right. I'm in favor of having a committee. I don't need to be part of it necessarily, but I think that would be good to have a committee that's active.
I'll volunteer to be one of them.
Okay.
If we're gonna do it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So do we have to vote on that or what?
On what?
Making this committee or is that just something?
Well, we need to
You
find
wanna be on the
somebody, you wanna
committee?
be on it?
I thought you were.
No.
He said,
Yeah.
he does, did you say you don't want to?
No, I
or
don't
you
need to be, I don't need to be part of it.
Well, I was just thinking, you're part of that other thing, but is that too much work for you?
That's a lot. I got
You know, you got the
other-
park and you
the
got the
trees.
thing and,
Yeah, we need to have a tree
Okay.
meeting, by the way. so.
Yeah.
Alright,
Yeah.
so,
Yeah, I'm not
I
really.
volunteer you.
I'll do it if we have to, but I'd rather not.
you want me to do it? You wanna do it?
I don't wanna do it.
You don't wanna do it?
I
I'll do
don't
it.
believe it's necessary.
Yeah, I just don't think it's gonna come up. This is a very specific thing. I just don't
Well,
think it's
then
gonna
maybe
come
we
up
won't do
that
anything.
often.
So, we'll have a committee that does nothing. That's the best kind of committee to
That's the
have,
best kind of committee. Very
so,
quiet.
alright, so, we are gonna have a committee of, okay. Mark and I will be on the committee to kinda weed them out.
Yeah, that works, because you two know most of that stuff's going on, and I think whoever's on it needs to do that,
Yeah.
needs to know what's happening.
Do we need to vote on that?
I make a motion that we have a committee that is in charge of weeding out any proposed construction on the green space.
Reviewing.
Yeah,
To
reviewing,
review.
there you go,
To
reviewing and
review it.
presenting it to the board when necessary.
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
okay,
I'll
All right.
second.
okay.
Okay.
All in favor?
Aye.
I'll just add, in my experience with these kinds of things, I think the most important thing to do is make sure you communicate to anyone who wants to put anything on the park, that ultimately it's still district property. And, you know, if ever you were to decide to remove it or go another direction or whatever, that would be the board's, you know, prerogative,
Right.
so.
Well, and it keeps out the rock
I was
gardens,
gonna
and it
say,
keeps
kinda
out
like the rock garden and the bench,
yeah,
Right.
yeah.
yeah. So, that's, yeah.
Yep.
It's still private property and, okay. All right, okay, operators report.
All right. Good evening. Good to see you all. Should have a copy of our report in front of you for the month of October. We show you 975 connections, 34 of those being vacant. Received $68,757.04 in revenue. Beneath that's a summary of your billed consumption, billed out a total of 10.9 million gallons. Beneath that is, for your billing period ending October 17th, total production, 11.9 million, again, billed out to 10.9, accounting for 93% of the water. We have 2 weeks in the district. We took the 6 bacteriological samples as required, and those results were good. Beneath that is your wastewater treatment plant operations. Plant's operating within permit, currently at 49% of the permanent capacity. 6.3 million gallons of reuse. And then beneath that's your paid receivables, really great shape there. And then your consumption there, vast majority of them in between 0 and 10,000 gallons. Second page is the historical water production and accountability history. And then beneath that's the graph that shows your production and accountability 2024 over 25. And the final page there is from your DMR that was submitted to the TCEQ on the district's behalf. Again, I would direct you towards that third column in from the far right, number of PX or excursion. You run down the list there, you see zeros, which is what we want to see.
That's a good number.
That is a good number. Outside of the written report, I don't really have much else to tell you. Relatively quiet.
I'll make a motion, we accept the operator's report.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. All right, operators contract.
Okay. Everyone's favorite topic. I passed out a document. If you flip to, so let me, I guess, first remind you, we have 2 contracts with the district. One that governs essentially the joint sanitary sewer facility, and then the other that is for really everything else: water distribution, water plants, meter reading, all that other stuff. If you flip, so on both of those documents, if you flip to should be page 4, you'll see our rate schedule, our proposed rate schedule, and this is kind of just the deadline version, so you guys can see the net effect.
Oh, no, okay.
The increase, at least as presented, is 5.2%. Then essentially, this is our first amendment, so since we were initially engaged by the district back in 2022. I will tell y'all, these amendments are different. I know this is y'all's first go at it with us, but these are different than amendments that we have historically presented. Y'all's, over the last several years, and y'all's original contract maybe was kind of on the tail end of it. Essentially, any new deal that we write, we include some CPI language in the agreement that more or less identifies an index that's published by the Bureau of Labor. And then we would reference that CPI index on an annual basis, and we would increase our labor and equipment rates based upon that index, right? Trying to somewhat account for inflation and cost of business. And so this amendment includes, so our contract as it stands currently does not have that provision, right? Anytime that we were to have an increase, we would come and do this. We would ask you for an amendment, we would present you, current rates and proposed rates. This amendment has the CPI language. Again, the intent would be that we would reference the index. We would come to y'all with the supporting documentation from the index that indicates essentially what was the, what was the rise in costs associated with that that index. It's an index that's specific to really water and sewer. There is garbage included. They're really, it's hard to find an index that's necessarily fits perfect, but it seemed to make the most sense. And so that's the general ask, is the 5.2%, from essentially 2022 to current, and then that we would have this opportunity for a consumer price index conversation year over year. I would just tell you all on the front end, I mean, again, we're not picking on your plantation. This is a conversation we're asking others. But I also understand it's not lost on me that in some groups, CPIs are offensive, or they, folks have a hard time settling, or getting behind or in support of the CPI. And so, let me stress, this is our aim. This is what we're attempting to do. But I would just stress on the front end that this isn't intended to be some take it or leave it deal. That's obviously our goal. This is what we're after. But I don't want y'all to feel like we're trying to paint y'all into a corner as it relates to our contract. The last thing that I would add, really the reason for the conversation, and I'm sure you hear it plenty, but I can just tell you it's true, is really, I mean, the bulk of our issue is labor rates. We've attempted to kind of hold our costs, at least, our rates with the district for some time, while incurring, fairly sizable increases on labor rates. What has proven true for us is that, the employee that proves to be the most valuable is a guy that we hire off the street with no experience. We, pay for all of his classes, we invest, kind of see him through the early stages where he really doesn't offer any value. You look up 5 years from now and you've got a guy that's now all of a sudden marketable, he's got license, and, the company next door wants to hire him. $2 an hour to a guy that's making $20 an hour means something, right? And so, that's part of the benefit of the CPI, right? Is it kind of provides a more regular opportunity for us to account for rising costs and hopefully retain talent. So that's the net effect. What I will tell you, I told you that was the last thing I'm going to say, but this is really the last thing I'm going to say, is we did apply these rates. So had these rates been in place for the bill that you guys paid this evening, the net effect would have been closer to a 3% bump. Obviously, there's a large number of things on our invoice that are unchanged. Dollar-wise, you're, across both invoices, you're probably in the neighborhood of $1,600 or so on this particular month, had the rates been in place. And with that, I'll answer questions.
So this is a January 1st increase, or now?
So really, it would be effective the day of, it would be effective for our following month's invoice. Our original contract was in June, but if y'all would rather push it to January, that's not a hill.
I'm just curious.
No, the intent would be essentially from the effective date of the amendment.
And then the basic services up there at the top line, what does that entail?
Yeah, so the basic services, you have, you've got a couple there. You have the per connection rates that you see, the 316, and then you have the water plants, and you have a fee for each water plant. You have the lift stations, and then there's also a base fee on our sewer contract. What those base fees entail, for the most part, the simplest form is it's intended to cover costs, 7-day-a-week plant checks, right? If we go out on the weekend or even during the weekday and just we're doing the run-of-the-mill plant check, y'all are not billed time and material for that service. However, if we go out on the weekend, we're doing the plant check, we notice that the return at the sewer plant has stopped up, and we spend 3 hours monkeying with the return, we're gonna bill you time and material for those 3 hours, right? And so that's a bulk of what the base services is intended for. Daily, residual monitoring, again, same kind of idea at the water plant, same idea with lift stations. The per connection rate is really intended to cover a lot of just office clerical costs as it relates to generating invoices, bills, right, collecting payment, processing payment, posting them to the accounts, creating deposits, issuing that to your bookkeeper. Essentially, all of that are tasks that are not billed on a time and material basis. It's kind of an all-inclusive deal, if you will.
Okay.
There's obviously clerical tasks that are outside of that we bill on an individual basis. Same is true for operations, like I said, but that's the intent of the base fee.
Okay.
So is the foreman a new job description that y'all are proposing?
It's on most of our agreements. For whatever reason, it wasn't. Honestly, we added it here just because, like I said, in most rate schedules, it's listed. It won't show up much. And the reason for that is because if you look at the second page, where we talk about equipment, you'll notice the backhoe crew. So our backhoe rate is an hourly rate, but it's for the crew and the equipment. And so in most cases where you would see a foreman be billed is on like a construction type project, but it's really all it's gonna roll through really as a backhoe charge. It's because that foreman's on the backhoe crew, right? Most of what you'll see, if you were to look through your invoice, most of what you're gonna see is, plant operators at varying levels, utility, utility personnel. You might see, mechanical or electrical technicians if we're doing, some troubleshooting stuff. But the bulk of it's gonna be operations and utility, and then utility trucks.
And your clerical and office administrators make more than your foreman and supervisor. It's a well-paid office person, it seems like.
Yeah, I mean, that's, certainly valid. On the supervisor, I'd have to go back and look at other agreements. Essentially, we're taking whatever the existing pricing was and we're just adding 5.2%. I think in most cases, that supervisor rate probably is greater than that as a clerical. But
So do you have MUDs that you service now that are on the CPI adjustment?
yes,
What was the increase this year?
it would have been, based upon this index, it would have been somewhere in the neighborhood of 3 to 4%. Let me put it this way, we're asking for 5.2% right now. If we went by the index, essentially, since, we've not asked for an increase since 2022, if we went by the index, you'd be in the neighborhood of probably 10 to 12.
Just to catch up.
Yeah.
That's because it was so high when you started.
No, I mean, quite honestly,
Because we haven't done 3 years.
I mean, we should have had the conversation before, and that's,
But it says the CPI will be September 1st, and we're doing an increase in December, so that's gonna be 2 increases in a period of 12 months.
Mhm.
yeah, I mean, we, the intent, and maybe, and I can talk today, I mean, the intent, and we've been having this conversation with all of our clients over the last several months. Probably, really the intent of that document is it would be the effective date of this, right? So it would be on the anniversary of this amendment. And so, I mean, if Davis is okay with it, and if y'all are okay with the CPI provision, I could get you guys to execute the signature pages today. I'll just revise the amendment, Davis, to change the effective date, or the date of the first CPI increase to be the anniversary date of this amendment.
Has Davis gone over this and looked at all this?
Yes, we've sent it to his.
Or you could do it the other way and reduce the amount of the increase to prorate it from for December rather than September. So you take off 3 months, about a quarter's worth of 5%.
I mean, the 5.2% would be, I mean, if I base it upon November, it's gonna be greater than that at 5.2%. We're already, like I said, if we took from January 2022, and I'm not trying to present this as if I'm doing you all a favor, I'm just trying to be forthright. If we calculated the increase based upon the index from June of 2022 to current, like I said, it would be probably in the neighborhood of 12%. We're not asking for we're not asking for what we left on the table.
Right, that's passed.
Correct.
But I'm talking about 2 increases in 1 year.
You're talking about now and then next September.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, but he said
Yeah,
he could ask to change it
Change
to
the
December
date to
1st.
December.
Yeah, so,
Right, but I was saying, but the other thing you can do is reduce the amount
Prorated.
of the, prorate the amount this time, so that it will correspond to that. So instead of whatever this is, 5.5%, make it 4%, something like that.
yeah, I mean, either way, I'm not, again, it's not a hill for me to die on. If, what would be cleanest, just so my preference would be, and the original intent was that the initial increase, beyond tonight would be on the anniversary date of the amendment. And that's just for clerical reasons in the office, right? We have the date of the agreement. And either way, we can look at the agreement and we can figure it all out. I'm not concerned about that. Whatever is of most, whatever you guys are most comfortable with, I'm good with it. It doesn't make a difference. If we go that route, I would need to go back. I mean, this 5.2% increase is really what it was effective September when we began this process. If anything, like I said, I'm probably leaving a little bit on the table by having this done in November as opposed to September when we first
Yeah,
calculated.
you've lost a
the
few
5.2.
months here,
Yeah.
so
But
I see what you're saying. You should have already had this conversation with us in September.
correct.
And then it would continue September to September.
Correct.
I'm in agreement with it. I don't have any problem with the increase, and
I'm still going back to, is this not negotiable, this 5.2% for this year?
I mean, again, anything's negotiable. I guess I think what I'm hearing you say, so let me ask you this, is the 5.2% a rub because of the reference to September? Or is it just because it's 5.2%?
Both, yeah.
Okay.
I think it's a big number, and and then we're gonna have another increase in September with CPI.
Well, he just said he could do it December to December.
Yeah,
Essentially, we can do the increase on any 12-month term that you guys agreed to. I mean, if you told me tonight, let's make these new rates effective January, we'll do it
January.
It makes no difference to me. And I'm fine, ultimately, Karl, to answer your question, I can go back and I can calculate what, or I can try to come up with some, I mean, I guess either we can pick a number out of thin air and say this is what we both agree the rate should be, or I can go back and try to somewhat quantify what that number looks like or would make sense to be that's less than that of 5.2%. I'm more than content to do that. Again, I don't want you to feel like I'm trying to paint anybody here into a corner. That's not my aim.
yeah, and I understand you didn't get a rate increase in several years, but
Sure.
that's past, that's
100%, and that, again,
But you don't get to make up for that by getting a bigger increase now.
I mean, so that's part of the reason for the CPI, right, is because what has often happened without the CPI is none of us are particularly fond of coming in here and asking for more money, right? It's an uncomfortable conversation, just like me going to my boss, telling him I want a raise. I don't really like having that conversation. It's a necessary conversation. But part of the problem is this, right? If we sit on our hands for 3 years, our costs have increased year over year. Our insurance premiums increased by 100%. And again, this isn't y'all's problem. This is our problem
Right.
when we're running the business, right? I'm not asking for sympathy. I don't want to raise out of sympathy. I want to raise because you think it's owed and we've earned it, right? That's the reason I want to raise. What I'm telling you is that without the CPI, what often happens is we sit on our hands because it's just not a pleasant conversation, and then all of a sudden it's time.
Yeah.
And quite honestly, we're coming in, we're asking for 10% bumps because we've sat on our hands for 3-4 years. And so this is what we think is a fair deal for both parties. Obviously, it's costing y'all money, and that's not lost on me, but it's a fair deal in the sense that there's some forward thinking, and we can kind of forecast where, what's coming in terms of cost increases from us to you all, right? I don't know that I'm answering your question. What I would tell you is if you want to approve the deal with the CPI effective November, January, if you're telling me you want the increase to be 4%, I'm not gonna.
I'd feel much better with 4%. Is that doable
Sure.
here today?
I mean, Davis, I'm maybe way out over my lane here, but if we come to an agreement in terms of what the new rates would be, are you okay with?
Yes, they can approve it and we can modify the language in the contract based on the vote today. Assuming that's okay with everybody in your
I was gonna
office.
say, what about your boss? You're okay.
I'm willing to roll the dice. If he strangles me tomorrow, Carl, I'm gonna call you.
If he doesn't have
I'm
a
busy-
job
I'm busy
tomorrow.
I'm not, we can bump it to 4%, and we can make I would suggest, or I would like, that the CPI conversation is on the anniversary date of the amendment, so it would be in November of '26. That would be my
Yes.
preference.
That's the trade-off.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm good with that.
Okay,
Do I have a motion? Is that your motion?
I make a motion that we accept a 4% rate increase to be, details to be hammered out, and and adopt the CPI index increase going forward. You said September?
November.
Effective
November, with another date.
I second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
thank you all very much.
And Keith, if you'll just send an updated 4% schedule around the board so everybody can see it, I think that'd be great.
Yep, I'll do that.
Yep,
What
perfect,
about,
thanks.
what about East Plantation? Do they have to approve this too?
So,
Nope.
That's good.
All right, that it for you, Keith?
That's it.
Okay. Hang on a second, and I'll get you these checks.
No
Okay,
problem.
renewal of district's insurance. Okay.
Okay. Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead. I was just gonna ask if everybody had looked at the sheet that you did, kind of comparing them.
Yeah, look at them.
I did not, sorry.
Okay.
I did.
Here, look at this. I will tell you, Davis, which one is this column? Gallagher?
Arthur Gallagher.
Yeah, Gallagher. I think the Gallagher deal is a better deal. It has a higher, especially on the boiler and machinery, it has a higher per incident, claim amount. Whereas the one is only 100,000, Gallagher is 15 million per incident. I mean, all it's gonna take is for that wastewater treatment plant to get flooded again before we're more than $100,000 in a problem. Or well number 2 to flood, and we're gonna have a problem.
And the price is almost the same.
And the price is very negligible. I mean, it's less than $4,000 difference.
Seems like a no-brainer to me. Is there any other thing?
They do the cyber insurance. The cyber insurance was, I forgot what the cyber insurance was.
50,000?
Well, yeah, but they both do cyber insurance, but one was like 1,200 and one was like 1,300 or something like that. Oh, theirs was 1995 and that was 1,300, something like that, yeah. So their cyber insurance is more, but it covers more.
So the real difference, you know, more than anything is that TML is not just, it's a state managed program for local governments, whereas Gallagher is an agent that, you know, if we start using them, they'll go out and solicit coverages, you know, for you guys every year. So I think generally, I'll tell you, I'm not an insurance agent. I think generally the perception is that the private coverage, the non-TML coverage is preferable. You get better coverage. And I'll just tell you that Gallagher is one of the 2 brokers that really specializes in putting these mud packages together. So y'all's, when we started, you know, kind of being back engaged with the district years ago, your coverage limits were incredibly low. And we've gotten them back up to market. They were, you know, you were handily, you know, clearly underinsured. And we just wanted to quote this for you, just so you can see what it looked like and have an option, so.
I mean, for, what is it, $4,500 difference, something like that?
It's about, that's not exactly right, Julie, it's like $4,600.
And all it's gonna take us is one
What
flood,
do we get for
Per
the
year,
cyber
right?
insurance?
yes, per year.
I'm not sure we need that.
Huh?
I'm not sure we need cyber insurance.
It's, I think we've had this
Well, we've talked about
back,
this before, right?
gone
This
back and
concern.
forth on it, but
Right, and part of it candidly was also because at one point TML included cyber, and then they said they weren't gonna provide cyber, and then they had an updated quote for cyber, and, they've kind of bounced around a little bit, so.
But that would include if somebody attacked our accountant, got into there and through fraudulent information was successful, would it include that under the?
So your
well,
bookkeeper,
probably better, huh?
your bookkeeper's policy would be the primary coverage there.
Right.
But it is also possible that your cyber coverage would apply based on the type of incident and the applicable limits.
But that's what's fuzzy in my mind is what's it cover?
Well, did you look at the thing?
I've looked at it, but the cyber part, I still can't justify in my mind.
Okay, well, I'm gonna make a motion that we go with Gallagher and we go with the entire policy, the cyber and the, property and the, I'm sorry, I'm doing two things at once. The, cyber, the property, and the machinery and equipment. Because it just has bigger limits and I mean, it's, the TML's not even gonna cover us if we have a flood.
Right. I second that motion.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Are you a yay or a nay?
Now, I'll go ahead with it. I think we need insurance. I'm just still not sure about that cyber.
Okay, I'm trying to find the check so we can cash
Yeah,
it
It's an added
or sign
benefit.
it.
I don't see what the
Okay,
benefit is.
so let me find the check here
What
for
do we
it.
have
All right.
that's out there?
Thing here. Hmm? Okay, the next one is AWBD bylaws, vote and voter representative confirmation.
This is pretty minor. AWBD has bylaws and they're looking to make some administrative changes, and it really has to do with just kind of some cleanup on qualifications to serve on the board of trustees, and they're just asking that members nominate someone so that they can vote. Kind of like getting deed restrictions updated, if that makes sense. You need a certain number of voting members, so.
And shouldn't it be someone that, I mean, and I'm not saying this because I do this, but I'm saying this, it should be someone that goes to the conferences, right? Because you vote at the conferences on some things too, right?
That's right. This is done online, I believe, but that's right. I think, you know, I generally,
I would agree with
we kind of point the finger at the board members who attend the conferences most frequently, just because they're most familiar with AWBD.
Oh,
I'll tell you, I
I'm
think
not
that this
saying
is like a 30-second obligation and is, you know, kind of a cleanup. I expect it to pass, so.
Well, if I'm correct, we've never voted on this before. In other words, River Plantation Mud has never participated in any of these
Correct.
voting opportunities before because we've never established who is gonna be the voter.
I'm not aware that a vote has been cast. That's right.
So this is good. This is new for us.
Which one of you guys want to do it?
I nominate Julie.
is anybody going to the, well, we
I'm going.
have a problem because we may not be here. Who else is up for reelection? Tim.
Well, this is a
It's Tim
January
and I.
election, man.
Well, I know, but we don't do this it's once a year that we do this, isn't it? Isn't it once a year?
This is just a right now thing, and then there'll be I think sometimes they have votes at the conferences. I think that's generally the summer conference, but the winter conference is in January, so.
Okay,
Yeah, it can change.
okay,
Whoever's sitting in the big chair.
okay, I don't care. I'll do it for now and then
Okay,
we can change.
thanks.
That's done.
Alright, so, alright. Okay, eminent domain report.
State law requires you file a report, and we just, like to let you know that, and we always confirm with Paul on any eminent domain filings and then get it filed with the comptroller. So just kind of letting you know that's getting done.
Okay. Okay. Oh, we'll just knock through these. Is Paul back from his, yeah.
I'm here, I just got back.
Anything on the violation of district rules? I do want to go into executive session for one real quick minute, if everybody's okay with that. Afterwards, but do we have any violations we need to talk about or anything?
Julie, we have no new violations. The one I have a question about, since I see
Keith?
you're an excellent operator there, and I see the back of the head of our operator, is that we fined that gentleman that was drunkenly driving through the golf course a bunch of money, and we're trying our new approach of putting it on the water bill, and so I'm probably catching Keith cold here, but do we have an update on whether he's paid that?
Give me, I'll carry on with the meeting and I will get you in.
Okay. Okay. And Davis, I just signed all the paperwork for Gallagher. I'm not gonna
Perfect.
sign the paperwork for TML. And we
Perfect.
have the check. What did I just do? I put it in here. I have the check in here for Gallagher signed.
Perfect. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Did three all sign?
Huh?
Did we have 3 signatures on it?
Yeah, there was already 2 on it.
Oh, okay.
and then- Okay. I just wanted to get those together. And then, okay. Do we want to go into executive session then? Oh, wait. We do have one more pending thing, Davis. Okay. Let's kick it around while Keith is looking up his thing. What do we want to do? Okay, this year we had, and last year too, August, September, October, November, and December. So 5 months, we had to change the meeting dates. Do we want to keep them on,
Mondays all the time.
do we want to keep it on the third, what did we decide this was, the third Monday or the second Monday?
Third.
Third Monday?
Third.
Do we want to
Third
keep it on
Monday.
the third Monday, or do we want to take it back to the fourth Thursday and just know we're gonna have to change it 5 out of 12 months?
I'm good with the Mondays.
I would be better with Mondays and keep it consistent.
I'm fine with the Mondays because it
Is that okay
also
with everybody's
conflicts
schedule?
with the community meetings when it's on Thursday sometimes. So.
Is that okay? That meets your,
Yeah.
meets your thing? Okay. All right, so I'm gonna make a motion that we change the regularly scheduled meeting dates of River Plantation MUD to the third Monday of each month. Does that work for you guys, Keith?
It will work for
Somebody?
me or Mario, likely. I have a meeting normally on the third Monday, I have something that's
Okay.
going on tonight.
Okay,
But we'll figure it out.
okay, all right. I make a motion that we move our regularly scheduled meetings to the third Monday of each month, starting in January of 2026, and continuing until we see that that's a problem.
A second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. Okay.
All
Hopefully
right.
we'll get deadlines and that done before then, so we won't,
That
Okay.
way, the minutes and the packets will be in on Friday, and we'll have the weekend to look at.
yeah, that'd be nice. Oh, hey, Davis, also, we didn't get minutes, in our packets this meeting either, so we had to wait until I got them here today.
Really? Because by email?
Yeah,
Oh, because I thought I actually used the packet that,
Either that or
that
whoever
Stephanie
printed
sends
mine
out.
Whoever printed mine out took them out then.
Yeah, we didn't get them last month or this
It
month.
goes right to the tax.
Yeah, it went right to the tax assessor report.
Okay,
Yeah.
let me
Okay.
see here. She normally sends them out with the agenda.
Yeah, the agenda was the first page, then according to mine, I've got the tax assessor's report.
Okay. I can ask her to add them to the packet. She normally sends them out with the notice,
Okay.
but I'll check on exactly what she sent out and make sure y'all
They used to
y'all
always,
have them how you want them.
they used to always come in the packet,
Yeah.
not with the agenda, not with the
Yeah.
notice.
Okay,
Yeah,
I'll make sure that that's the case.
okay. Okay, and you know what? You
Sorry,
know-
we have two, we have two packets now, and I'm sure that's part
Yeah,
of it,
I
so.
wonder if we got the wrong packet, maybe. Do you have an answer for Paul?
Not yet.
Okay, so and you may, do you wanna hang around for, well, here, you can get with Paul on that. I don't think we need you for this, I don't think. I'm gonna give Keith the checks, and that way if he wants to stick around, he can, if he doesn't, there you go.
Do me.
Now, the checks in the envelope, oh yeah, I gotta explain this to him. See, is Mario working tomorrow?
Either way.
Somebody does, somebody usually takes those to LNS for us,
Got it. I
okay?
can handle that.
Okay, just the manila envelope,
Got it.
okay. Thank you.
Yep.
You want me
Okay,
to turn this video off?
yes, yes. All right, it is 7:31 on November 17th, and we're going to go into executive session, and we will be out shortly. All right, we are back in at 7:41 PM on Monday, November 17th. Paul, the answer to that question is no, the person has not paid, and I don't know if I should say the rest. The account is in disconnect right now.
Okay. So the thing to do then would be, how does the board want to take steps next? You know, we could let it play out, see if they contact us, see what's happened. I assume, is Keith going by to make sure we don't have a situation where they're using it even though they're not supposed to be? Does that make
Just
sense?
asked
Like we-
him to do that. I just
Okay.
asked them to do that. But my understanding, and I don't even remember who told me this, my understanding is that person is not living there anymore.
Oh,
They are living where the car went, in the Woodlands.
okay.
And they are not living at that house anymore temporarily, is what I was told. I don't remember who told me. But that's what I was told. So. What do we
Well,
want
then,
to
do you want to, I guess what I would recommend doing is let's have this on the agenda for next month. It can be under the violations, we don't need to add anything. And we can consider, the next step would be to file the enforcement lawsuit to try to collect from them if the board wanted to.
Okay. Okay, and I somewhere have the address of where he's staying. I have that address somewhere. So,
Okay.
I'll get that to somebody, so, okay.
Yeah, let me, send that to me, Julie. I
Okay.
may have it, I've got a file on it, but it wouldn't hurt if you could find it, just send it, that'd be fine.
Okay, all right. All right, anything else? All right, our next meeting is scheduled for Monday, December 15th, 2025. And other than that, do I have a motion to adjourn?
I move we adjourn.
Do I have a second?
Second that.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay,
Okay, have a great night.
all right.
Thank you all. Happy
Thank you.
Thanksgiving.
Happy
Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving.